I'll just mention, I'm not exactly glad, I guess, I'm making the video now because, well, I, well, it hasn't been easy recently. Well, now when I'm recording, I'm in a pretty decent place. I just decided I shouldn't wait too long to record because, it's 9 p.m. Yeah, it's 10 p.m. My bad. And, yeah, if I wait too long, then I'll get tired and I won't want to record, and I'll also lose the joy maybe that I can have while recording. So while I still have this joy, I better record. But I mean, uh, maybe like even just a couple of hours ago or like for the past few days, there's been a lot of downs. Not so much, so many ups. But now I'm feeling quite good, so that's great. Uh, Again, there will be 6 points. And the first, oh, yeah, I guess if you're wondering why it's six, um, the point is that six is the number which indicates perfect endowment in Buddhism. So, uh, six is the number for perfection. That's why 6 points, and there's six parts to this series. Um, and every 6 days, I think previously I sort of extended that to make it 7 days, but every 6 days I'm trying to upload these, videos for this series. Okay, so the first point is that I want to talk about, this is more of a personal thing. So it may not be very helpful to anyone else, but it's chapter 4 of the Lotus Sutra, the title Belief and Understanding. So belief and understanding essentially means, well, one way to interpret it correctly, of course, there are many ways to interpret it correctly depending on the circumstance, but in my case, this is how I feel it is. So, belief and then understanding first means, belief can mean faith, obviously, they mean the same thing in this case, and you have to take an action based off of like intuition or like based off of the feeling that this will benefit me somehow, but you don't understand how it will benefit you, and you also don't have the effects of that benefit, manifesting before you. So you basically take a course of action on faith, and then afterwards you will gain understanding and those manifest rewards. So, I mean, I I was actually, it's been like, you know, from like 12 p.m. I was like, okay, I was doing schoolwork until 12 p.m., and then I was like, from 12 p.m. I have to focus on making videos because I don't want it to, end up late like I did previously, which made me really like uh struggle um late into the night or until early morning. So I didn't want to do that. So I was like, okay, 12 p.m. I'm gonna stop my schoolwork, and then I'm gonna focus on the videos. And it's already 10 p.m. So, um, I mean, it's ridiculous how long it took, but yeah, uh, as I said, the going is not easy, um, and it's yeah. Okay, so that's enough for the first point. Um, the second point is okay. Wait, let me just write the timestamps. 408 second point. Okay. I want to put chapters, that way it's easier for viewers to, skip around to sections if they're interested in a particular section or they want to go back to a certain point in the video. I thought, if I can make little improvements, then I should, even though I'm not really a tech expert or have, or invest money into this, uh, into my so-called YouTube, you know, career. Not really career, but anyways. Okay, so yeah, the second point is uh, I refer to chapter 24 of the Lotus Sutra, titled Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound. And yeah, okay. So the quote is, this bodhisattva's eyes were as big and broad as the leaves of the blue lotus, and 100, 1,000, 10,000 moons put together could not surpass the perfection of their face. Their body was pure gold in color, adorned with immeasurable hundreds and thousands of blessings. Their dignity and virtue were splendid. Their light shone brilliantly. They were endowed with many special marks, and as stalwart in body as Narayana. Okay, so I realized, okay, this is also another important point. I'm just going to bring it in. Um, Actually, this might be a 7 point uh, part of the series. This is part 3 of the series, I think. Part 3, 26. Yes, this is part 3 of the series. There might be 7 points actually instead of 6, because there's some other important advice that I have at the very end that's not some conclusions that I came to, um, which you'll know about then. But yeah, to me, I was like, this is the thing I'm going to talk about now is a separate point. Then I'll get straight back to the quote. Like, why am I talking about these quotes? Why am I referring to these quotes? I was like, Buddhism is about bringing joy and alleviating suffering. So, I know I'm not particularly, there's nothing that, great about me. Uh, and, of course, I hope that will change. Otherwise, I can't convince other people to practice Buddhism in the first place. But I was like, for the rest of the videos in this series, um, try to bring joy to others, try to bring happiness to others, and that's why, I mean, hopefully, yeah, that'll work out well. Okay, so that's why I'm focusing on these quotes that are hopeful, that are, you know, pleasing to our minds, and like, who doesn't want to have, shapely eyes? Like, I don't really have shapely eyes, which is particularly why, which is in particular why I chose this quote, because, it says, eyes as big and broad as the leaves of the blue lotus. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. If I could have shapely eyes like that, And 1,000, 10,000 moons put together could not surpass the perfection of his face. Why stop with the eyes? If you could have a beautiful, handsome face, whatever you want to call it, that would be great. And I want that, of course. So I thought it was like a good part of the Lotus Sutra to pick out, rather than go into like a doctrinal or extremely in-depth, you know, uh, I guess theorizations, which may not really be bring joy when we ponder upon when we ponder those, points or those ideas. So I was like, yeah, why not go with things like this? Okay, so yeah, uh, Nagarjuna's treatise on the 10 Bodhisattva grounds says that shapely eyes, and I think it was broad heels, shapely eyes, or like wide eyes, and big eyes, I'm pretty sure big eyes and broad heels, I believe, but big eyes essentially are the karmic effect that one achieves through vast or extensive learning. And this means studying Buddhist scripture extensively, um, which I have not really done whatsoever. So, and I tend to forget what I read. So, I mean, that's why I don't have the shapely eyes, unfortunately. So, okay, uh, let's move on to the third point. That will be covered next, I think.